What did we discuss in our last class? Did we complete hygiene?
Yes, miss, we had completed.
Then did I give you some homework? Like to go through all the questions and all?
No, miss. No, miss.
No?
No, miss.
So these are the questions from the chapter of hygiene. Please go through the chapters, okay? Multiple choice, very short type, and long type questions, okay? Please go through, solve these questions. And if you find any problem, please let me know, okay? So if you solve these questions, it will help you. Maybe some questions in the exam, come from this part. So let's start the new chapter today, that is diseases. Okay. So what are these diseases? Yes, Narit, what do you want to speak? You have written something hygiene and waterborne disease. My voice is clear, Yashwant? Okay. So what is disease? Disease, in general, this is dysfunctioning of the body. Okay. Dysfunctioning means whatever is abnormal. Okay. Not a normal functioning of the body. Okay. So basically, disease is a departure from normal health through structural or functional disorder of the body. Early man looked at diseases as an act of God, because they did not have the knowledge of science behind the diseases. Okay, so they considered it as a evil spirits, or something happened, godly act or something like that. So they used to do many different ways of treatment, magical methods, and sorceries. So today, but as we know, the basic reason for the diseases, it becomes very easy to understand what is the cause, and then accordingly we can find out the solutions, the prevention methods, the curing methods, etc. Okay. So here there's one thing. What is the World Health Day? So you all should know. It is 7th April. Okay. Categories of diseases. Okay. Disease can be categorized into different ways. So based on extent of occurrence, communicability, kind of pathogen, and kinds of transmitting agents. Okay. So from the extent of occurrence, okay, it can be what? It can be of 4 types. Okay. What are those? Those are endemic, epidemic, pandemic, and sporadic. So can any one of you tell me what is the difference between these 4 terms?
Miss, the area of
Your voice is not audible. Can you please be louder?
yes, miss. Miss, it is the difference is that they are means their rate means the area of being affected, the people getting affected
Can
by
I
the certain disease change in area of that means
Can you please repeat? There was lots of disturbance.
the amount of people getting affected means on the basis of amount of people getting affected and in what extent has the disease
Okay.
has spread on that
Can I
basis
try?
the difference.
Okay. Aditya, can you switch off your microphone? Okay. Anyone else? So which one is major one? Endemic, epidemic, pandemic? What?
The pandemic.
Pandemic. And what is sporadic?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes.
In this case, the diseases occurred in scattered parts of in irregular occurrence. Yes.
Okay. So, so in general, endemics are something which belongs to a particular people or particular group of place. In epidemic, it goes to a community, population, or a particular region. Okay. And when we talk about pandemic, it is spread through multiple countries or continents. So then we call this as pandemic. And sporadic is something which is irregularly distributed. Disease pattern which is irregularly distributed. Okay. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, miss.
Yes. Okay. So there is one term you all can remember from here. Okay. Which is something extra. Okay. So from the extent of occurrence में, here we have seen, right? Endemic means found in a certain area. Epidemic means affecting large number of people or community. Pandemic is widely worldwide. Okay. Sporadic means scattered cases. Okay. So epidemiology.
Miss,
Yes.
can you repeat once more for epidemic and endemic?
Epidemic and endemic. Endemic here, you can see here. Okay, disease which is found in a certain area only, certain area only, attacking a few number of people. So it is restricted to a particular area or particular zone which is smaller. Okay, compared to epidemic. Epidemic means it is affecting to a large number of people. Okay, large number of people, a bigger region, bigger community. Okay, so compared to endemic, epidemic is the disease which which occurs, which infects to a large number of people. Okay, like here you can see infecting the
Okay, Miss.
affecting the large number of people. Okay, so this position. And pandemic, you understood. So there's a term called epidemiology. Okay, so this is okay. So what is this term? You can take it as an extra part because we are studying this. This is a field of science. Okay, this is a field of science that is concerned with the geographical distribution and timing of infectious disease. Occurrences and how they are transmitted, maintained in nature with the goal of recognizing, controlling outbreaks. Okay, so basically this is a part of science which deals with these diseases, their geographical distribution, the manner of distribution, the timing of infection, how they are transmitting, how to control them, how to try to stop it, how to control the outbreaks. So all these things are a part of the science which is known as epidemiology. Okay, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So next comes the second category, that is communicability. Okay, that means categories of disease based on how much communicable they are. Okay, whether infectious, non-infectious. Okay, so there are two categories, non-infectious and infectious. So what is non-infectious or non-communicable? So diseases, which cannot spread from patient to other person. Okay, so diseases which cannot infect other person, like person to person infection is not possible. Okay, so for example, you can see here, okay, diabetes, all genetic diseases, color blindness, heart attacks, vitamin deficiencies. Okay, so you can see, right, here those diseases will be non-communicable or non-infectious, which cannot spread from a patient to another person. Okay, so what all diseases will come? Some metabolic dysfunctioning, okay, or some like color blindness, some genetic disorders, okay, or some again it is also a metabolic deficiency, like some cholesterol increase or sudden stroke, okay, or some beriberi is example of vitamin deficiency. Okay, so all these type of diseases will come under non-infectious or non-communicable diseases. Okay, then what will come under communicable diseases? So here you can see, this will be, obviously it can be transferred from one person to another person, and it occurs due to the pathogen. Okay, pathogen means disease causing agents, which are usually live. Usually means it will be live. Okay, in certain conditions it cannot be, it can be in between, like viruses, okay, or some other particles which we will study in higher classes, like prions, interferons, especially prions. Okay, so those are also protein particles. So viruses are non-living, in between living and non-living, you can say. Okay, so these are what? These are caused by pathogens, and transmission occurs from one person to another. Okay, so this is called infection. So these are infectious diseases or communicable diseases. So we have read about many such diseases, right? Can you tell me any example? Who will tell? Adrita, can you tell?
Yes, madam. Ma'am, are you Ajita?
Okay, Adrika, you tell.
Fever.
Tell.
Yes, ma'am, I told fever, then common cold.
Okay. Fever, that means malaria. You should be very specific. Fever is not a disease. Fever is a symptom. Okay.
Ma'am,
Don't
can
say
I
fever.
tell?
Yes, Rajiv.
Ma'am, COVID-19 is also a communicable disease.
Yes, it is communicable disease. Any other example? Yashwant, can you tell?
Tuberculosis.
Miss, can I say?
Cholera.
Okay, yes, Yashwant, cholera. Yes, Swapnavit, what do you want to say? Okay, now everyone can tell one example with the causing pathogen name. Who wants to
Miss,
speak first?
miss, I,
Yes, Swapnavit, tell.
miss, I said Ebola,
I am not able to hear. Your voice is breaking.
Then can I tell?
Swapnabit, your voice is cracking. You can write in the chat box.
Can I
Yes, Adrika, yes, tell.
Madam, malaria is Plasmodium falciparum, and yes.
Malaria, Plasmodium falciparum. Okay. Anyone else who wanted? Yes, Adrita. Who wants to speak? Ashmita.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Ashmita.
Yes, dysentery.
Which causes? What is the causal organism?
Amoeba histolytica.
Okay, very good. So, Arpita, can you tell any other example?
Miss, can you please repeat the question?
Yes, please tell one name of infectious disease with the causing organism.
Miss, we can say AIDS caused by human immunovirus.
Human immunodeficiency virus. Okay. Okay. And Narit is writing something. Narit, elephantiasis. What is the causal organism? Can you tell me? Please write in the chat box. No. Yes, Pawan. You tell any other example?
So,
This AIDS is not infectious. It's non-infectious.
oh, it is infection.
Oh, yes. I forgot to check that part. Okay. Actually, AIDS is, you cannot say it is non-infectious. It is infectious. But it is infectious disease, but it doesn't go like, it doesn't spread in that way. It can spread from a pregnant woman to a child. It is a sexually transmitting disease, STD. Okay.
It basically causes due to the transfusion of blood.
Yeah. So, acha, who told it is not? It is non-infectious disease.
Ashmita.
Ashmita, can you tell me why it should not be non-infectious? It should be non-infectious. Tell.
So what I thought is it does not spread like the other virus. It's causing, meaning its rate of occurrence is quite low than compared to the others.
Okay. And what definition did I tell you?
Infectious disease are those diseases which spread by contact, direct contact.
No, I did not tell you that definition. Can you see here that definition? What did I tell you? Infectious diseases. Okay. So what are infectious diseases? The cause of the disease should be a pathogen, and it can be transferred from one person to another person, transferred from one patient to another patient. Obviously, do you get cholera directly from one person to another person? Do you get it? No, because it is a food to feces route, oral fecal route. Okay, so basically you have to get the pathogen through food. It can come usually, but there are some pathogens which which can be present in the aerosols. Means if someone is sneezing, and if you are there and if you inhale those water droplets, you will get those pathogens. Okay, so those are much more communicable. Means their transmission rate will be faster. Okay, but any disease, okay, which is being caused by certain pathogen, you remember it. Okay, any disease which is being caused by certain pathogen, okay, and it can be spread from one person to another person, those are infectious, communicable diseases.
Miss,
Okay, miss.
Got the point? Yes.
Miss, can bat be pathogen?
What?
Miss, can a bat be pathogen?
Bat, you're talking about the bird bat. Means
Yes, miss.
no, bat is not a pathogen. Bat, dogs, and
This
all,
bat is a carrier.
they are carriers. You should always know that these animals are usually carriers. Okay, and uh, they carry certain pathogens, either bacteria, fungus, or viruses, or protozoans. Okay, so all these are actually the pathogens. Okay, they are what will actually multiply inside your body. Okay, and destroy a certain cell. Okay, so those will be the actually pathogens, and how they are coming to you. Okay, so they can sometimes directly come to you through directly in the sense ki, sometimes they can be airborne. So a patient is there and patient is sneezing and you can directly get it. Or sometimes AIDS like diseases which are directly transmitted from person to person through sexual contact, or through mother to child. Okay, such diseases they don't have carriers. Okay, but many of the diseases, like we have seen malaria, right? So malaria, so what is the carrier? The mosquito is the carrier. Female Anopheles is the carrier. Okay, it is carrying what? Plasmodium. So pathogen is plasmodium and the carrier is mosquito. Okay, that Anopheles. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Swapnavit, it is clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Was my example?
Yes.
This was my example correct? I was confused.
Yeah, what example did you give?
Miss, Ebola.
Ebola virus is the pathogen.
Yes, miss. Zaire Ebola virus.
Yes. Okay, who did not give the example? Who was silent throughout? Tell me. So Ayush, yes, Ayush, I did not hear from you. Ayush and Ronak. Ronak also did not give any example. Please interact. If you don't interact, you will not understand. Am I audible to you, Ayush? Ronak, can you hear me? Yes, Ronak. Did you understand what I was telling? Is it clear? I think there's some problem from the network side. So let's go further. Okay. So infectious and non-infectious diseases. I think the concept should be very clear to all of you. Okay. Is it clear, or still someone has some doubt? Okay, so we'll move on. So there's another term which is known as incubation period. Okay, what is incubation period? So incubation period is actually what, the moment any pathogen enters your body, you won't see the symptom the next moment. Okay, so any infectious disease, okay, it does not appear immediately after the infection, but it may take some time, which may vary from one disease to another disease, and every disease will have its own time of showing the symptom. Okay, so it takes some time, varying from few hours to few days, and this period, okay, this period between the entry of the pathogen and appearance of the symptom is known as incubation period. Okay, incubation period means the period for which the pathogen is inside our body, and our, in the sense, I'm not talking about human diseases only, but animals or whatever. Okay, so the period for which the pathogen is inside the host body, and it is not showing any symptom, means it is not destroying any cell. It is not hampering the host, but just staying inside for some time. Okay, so that period is called as incubation period. Okay, for example, cholera, smallpox, malaria, they all have certain incubation period. In higher classes, we'll study, 4 different species of malarial parasite, Plasmodium, and they all have different incubation period. Okay, and they all have some differences in how they are causing disease. Although the disease is same, but there is a pattern of causing the disease. Their incubation time will vary, and many other parameters also come. Okay, so those things we'll study, right? So this is incubation period. So now here you can see, examples are given in each of your diseases based on timeline. So sporadic disease, what should be sporadic, what should be pandemic, what should be epidemic, and what should be endemic. Okay, so these things you can solve these 2 questions. Okay, tell me, who can tell me first the answer? Match, correct match. Who can tell me?
Ma'am,
Epidemic.
Plague is epidemic. Okay, yes.
Malaria is pandemic.
endemic.
Pandemic. Virus.
No, ma'am.
It's an endemic with malaria.
Ma'am, malaria is endemic.
Endemic.
What will be pandemic, bolo?
Endemic.
Ma'am,
It's
AIDS.
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 No, no,
Please,
no.
I'm not able to hear very clearly. Please write in the chat box. You all can write in the chat box.
AIDS.
Okay, now see your own book. Okay, I think you all have written something. Not everyone has written. So see, from the chapter itself, very much clear. Okay, malaria is not at all endemic. Malaria बहुत commonly देखने को मिलता है. It is sporadic. It will vary. It is scattered manner. Okay. What can be pandemic? AIDS is a pandemic disease. Okay. Then, what is epidemic? Plague. Plague, everyone knows was an epidemic disease in 1994, right? And then, what is your endemic? Endemic can be your
Goiter.
Goiter.
Okay, clear. It was in the sub-Himalayan regions. Okay. Why this plague was epidemic? Because it started from Surat and then spread it to many other places. Okay. Clear to everyone? So questions are directly from your book itself. You go through the chapter and you can remember the diseases. Okay. So here also there are diseases which are communicable, non-communicable. I've already told you non-communicable diseases will include what are these diseases? Diseases which are genetic diseases, okay, which are born from genetic defect. Can happen only from a particular parent to a child, okay, like colored blindness. I also told you sickle cell anemia, okay. So colored blindness, sickle cell anemia, cancer. Cancer can also be cancer is not always genetic, okay, but cancer can be genetic. Cancer mein kya hota hai? There is a mutation, okay. This mutation is caused due to certain chemicals, exposure to certain chemicals, jinko we call carcinogenic substances, okay. So if you are exposed to such substances, the person becomes prone to certain change in the gene, and that change in the gene can cause a particular cancer, okay. But that cancer may not be a genetic disorder. Okay, if that change occurs in those genes, okay, which are transmittable, you know, from one generation to another generation, germ cells may or something. Okay, so then only it will be like that. But normally cancer is not a genetic disorder. Okay, it doesn't pass from one generation to next generation. Okay, and what else? All the diseases which are your this thing, you know, which are vitamin lacking, you know, deficiency of vitamins, minerals. Okay, so those diseases, they are also non-communicable. Okay, heart attacks and strokes, brain strokes, heat strokes, all those things also will be non-communicable. Okay, so we'll see non-infectious diseases, okay, in details. Listen. So what are those? For example, nutritional deficiency. I already told you, right? Beriberi, scurvy, goiter, kwashiorkor, night blindness. Okay, all these are due to nutritional deficiency. Okay, then what is there? Metabolic disorders. Okay, like diabetes. Diabetes means insulin is not produced sufficiently, or complete you know, absence of insulin. Then goiter. Goiter is also due to what? Due to increased
Deficiency of iodine.
Lack of
iodine.
vitamin D.
Deficiency of iodine.
deficiency of
Iodine
iodine.
deficiency.
Okay, it's
Sorry.
iodine deficiency.
Means that is mainly due to the due to the abnormal production of thyroxine.
Yes, that's why we call it hyperthyroidism. Okay,
Thyroidism.
so thyroid hormones are produced in a very excessive manner. Okay, and diabetes, you know, similarly you should all find out the, you know, cause of these diseases also. Okay, so you all can tell me, beriberi is caused due to
Lack of vitamin D. Vitamin B, sorry. B.
lack of which vitamin? B.
Vitamin
अच्छा, आप लोग
B12.
B12. No.
The vitamin B1.
Yeah, it's vitamin B1. You have been taught different vitamins B1 to B12. आप लोग को पढ़ाया गया है? नहीं पढ़ाया गया है. I think आपको नहीं पढ़ाया गया. So in general you can know beriberi is vitamin B. Okay, and specifically vitamin B1. Okay, what is scurvy?
The vitamin C.
Vitamin C. Deficiency of vitamin C.
Deficiency of vitamin C. ठीक है, ascorbic acid. Yes. What is goiter? We have already told iron. Then kwashiorkor. You tell me kwashiorkor.
Protein deficiency.
Huh?
Protein deficient.
Protein
Protein
deficiency.
deficient.
Okay. That is right. Okay. So basically kwashiorkor is severe protein malnutrition. Okay. So you would have studied the kwashiorkor and marasmus.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, miss.
Like it is a disease for people who don't get sufficient diet. Okay. And the night blindness. Tell me, what is night blindness?
Vitamin A.
Vitamin A.
Yes, vitamin A.
Yes. Okay. It is vitamin A. Actually, yes, vitamin A बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है. It is actually inability to see well during night. ठीक है. So that is the reason. Is vitamin A. We will study in details in class 11th. Ki what happens, what things get problems and details of eyes. Then third category is your genetic diseases. Okay. The examples, you can remember these examples. आपको बात तक कम आएगा. Hemophilia and thalassemia. Okay, hemophilia and thalassemia. Okay, these are genetic diseases. That means it will pass on from one generation to the next generation. Okay. Then there are allergies. Okay, hay fever, asthma. Okay. So hay fever में क्या होता है? मतलब like what kind of allergy क्या होती है? Can anyone tell? What is allergy? तुमने पढ़ा था ना?
Can I say?
बोलो. Yes.
Miss, allergy is the reaction of our body to an unrecognizable foreign particle.
Yes, that is true. It is, but it is not. It is not just like that, because most of the pathogens act in this way. But it is a severe. This is a sudden. Okay, sudden reaction. Okay, when we tell about allergy, so allergy is basically it actually kind of damages immune response of the body to a particular substance. Okay, and usually you will have, you know, sudden itching or sneezing or you know, wheezing, shortness of breath, etc., etc., many things. Okay, so it can be of different types. Okay, so that is called as allergy. Okay, so your definition is quite right, but it is a it is very fast response. Like you are just exposed, and the next you know, next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you will start sneezing, or you will start having, especially in a severe allergic case. Actually, that is also there. Okay, so hay fever is what? Hay fever is allergic rhinitis बोलते हैं उसको. ठीक है, वो इसमें sneeze करते हो आप, बहुत ज्यादा sneezing होती है. That is the first symptom of hay fever. ठीक है, और ये किससे होता है? It is you know, क्या बोलना चाहिए, it's usually pollen या किसी इस तरह की चीजों से होता है. You know, usually it is caused by something like these. और ये बच्चों को होता है usually childhood stage में या teenager stage में. ठीक है, so and then similarly your asthma also. asthma क्या होता है? asthma में आपको it's very difficult to breathe. Okay, asthma is difficult to breathe. Okay, so here also what happens, your you cough, and when you are breathing, you hear some sound. Okay, that's what is known as wheezing, when there's a whistling sound during the breathing, and there's a shortness of breathing. Okay, so this is what happens in asthma. Okay. And what causes asthma? Anyone? So see what all the substances which can cause allergic reactions to a body, they are known as allergens. Okay, so allergens can be anything like pollens, they can be dust, they can be spores. Okay, they can be particle of anything, you know. So any simple thing can cause, you know, mostly it is pollen, dust, cold, and spores, mold spores. Okay, asthma is usually caused by these things, mold spores and pollens. Okay, so all those things. So fifth is your degenerative. Degenerative matlab aging. That means you're getting aged, and because of the age, there are many changes in the body. Okay, and those changes causes certain diseases. Okay, so for example, yes.
So in the cancer paragraph, in the second last line, it's given that cancer is even caused by certain viruses. So can you give an example?
Yeah, there are many you know, type of cancers which are caused by viruses. Okay, जैसे कि which cancer, you know, there's a category of virus known as papilloma virus. Okay, so that is basically that causes cancer. Okay, then that causes which cancer? Some cervical cancer. Then there is a liver cancer which is caused by hepatitis, and as a like few viruses are there which can cause some type of cancer. Okay,
Yes, yes.
आप पढ़ोगे in higher classes you will see the viruses, different type of viruses, okay, which can cause diseases. Okay, sorry, diseases
Yes,
in the
yes.
sense of cancers, different cancers. एक और होता है, we call it EB virus. Okay, so that also causes kind of blood cancer, kind of blood cancer. Okay, so there are viruses which can cause diseases. इसमें अगर if you want to write the name, you can write hepatitis virus, you can write papilloma virus. Okay, so all this. Okay, so if cancer is being caused by a virus,
Yes.
then it becomes infectious. Okay, but normally the cancer which is usually observed in people, it is not you know contagious, non-infectious. Okay, so especially
Can
the
you repeat that hepatitis virus causes which cancer?
liver cancer.
Okay.
Matlab, there are many type of liver cancers. One is caused by hepatitis virus. Okay, so see, then degenerative means arthritis, cataract. Okay, so these are normally very commonly observed in aged people. So this is due to aging. Okay, arthritis means inflammation of joints due to deteriorating metabolism. Okay, then physical chemical causes, so it can be injury, it can be heat, cold, shocks, radiations, UV radiations and all, and certain poisoning. So many diseases can cause due to these things. Then mental illness, that is also non-infectious, and like schizophrenia, depression, okay, mood swings, mood disorders, all those things will come in mental illness. Then cancer, we have already told, right? Breast cancer, prostate cancer, leukemia. So there are few, as it is told, many causes are suggested for cancer, including chemical, tars from tobacco, smoking, tobacco chewing, drugs, pollution, certain radiation, even certain viruses. If it is caused by viruses, it becomes infectious. Any agent that causes cancer is known as carcinogen, very important. Okay, any infection, okay, sorry, any cancer causing agents is known as carcinogen. Okay, just a second. Okay. So why the name cancer? Cancer has been given this name because it adheres to any part of the body which it seizes upon and in an obstinate manner. Okay, like cancer, what it does, basically it captures something and doesn't leave it easily, right? Similarly, it is said that cancer also, adheres to any part and then sticks there, and then also, it spreads itself also in later stages. Okay. So cancer occurs most commonly in those tissues in which cell division is a normal activity. Okay, so basically skin, liver, because you know cancer is abnormal growth of tissues, cells, right? So cell division has no check, no controls. Cell starts growing very fast. That is the symptom of cancer. Okay, that's what happens in cancer. So we will have skin cancer, liver cancer, you know, stomach cancer, mouth cancer. So these are all based on the tissue linings. So linings of that particular organ gets abnormal growth. Okay. Then the next part is your communicable diseases, infectious diseases. Okay, we have already studied about this pathogens, right? So pathogens, and what are pathogens? Infectious diseases always, are always due to some disease-causing organism, known as pathogens. Okay, so here you can see. Bacteria, viruses, protozoans, okay, and helminths. So diseases which are caused by them. Bacteria, we have seen in this chapter also. Okay, bacteria causes cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis. Viruses, you have already seen examples. Protozoa, we have already seen examples. Helminths, right? We have already seen examples. Ascariasis, filariasis, Wuchereria bancrofti, Theniasis, Thenia solium. Okay, so all those things, they are caused by helminth worms. Okay. Then incubation period, we already saw incubation period. So it is the time or the period between the entry of the germ and the appearance of the first symptom of the disease. Okay, so it is important. Okay, remember it. It is important. Then next is your incubation period of different diseases is shown here. Okay, so how many days it takes for the appearance of the symptom after incubation in diseases. So you can see pneumonia, diphtheria. So you can see diseases which can show its symptoms after many years also. Okay, like AIDS. AIDS can be shown even after several years, up to 12 or more years also. Okay, similarly leprosy. Leprosy also, sometimes people find leprosy symptoms after many years of infection. Rabies also, shows its symptoms about 1 month. Okay, so similarly you can see all the incubation periods. Okay.
Miss,
Yes.
Miss, can a person live with AIDS up till his death?
What?
His Miss, can a person live with AIDS and if he does not he has AIDS till his
Your voice is
recognizes get AIDS?
please write your question in your chat box. No, I'm not able to hear. It's very disturbing. Can you please tell me which one? No. I think we can move on. You can ask your question, Swapnabit. Miss, can a person live with AIDS up till his death without being affected? Affected means what? You know, right? AIDS में क्या होता है? AIDS में your immune system becomes really weak. Okay?
Yes.
So as your immune system becomes very weak, you are prone to several infections. So basically, in that case, if you're asking if a person with AIDS stays completely in a sterile environment, okay, sterile environment means a condition where there's no microbes. Okay, that means like in a laboratory condition where everything is sanitized and so like that, if a person stays, then it is possible to prolong the person's life. Okay, but the person will die with mental isolation, because more you're meeting with people, anyone can be a carrier of a disease. Okay, so that's why it's people, they get diseases. But yes, if you provide them with very sterile condition, then a person's life will increase. Okay, basically a person with no immune system you are talking about, right? So a person with no immune system can work only, or very low immune system, then can work only in a very sterile condition where there is no microorganisms or pathogens or infectious agents. Okay, and in those conditions the person can stay for some time. And if ideally, if you see the condition, if you take the condition very ideal, then person can actually live till normal aging. Am I clear?
Yes, miss.
This can happen when the person is affected with AIDS in his last stage. Means like incubation period is up to 12 years, so you can get affected with AIDS, for example, in 60 to 65 years, and he suddenly died in 70 years.
That is possible if the incubation period, and then there's the science also why incubation period should vary. That also is another study point, why incubation period varies. And then of course, if it's occur in very late age, then it's not a major problem, because after 65-70 people, they have so many diseases usually. So in that age, actually, if someone carries AIDS, then obviously the person will die very soon if the AIDS appears. Basically, if it doesn't appear, actually, it's I'm not very clear with this idea, but I'm just sharing this, that if if you find someone AIDS positive right now, so it becomes very difficult to say, like how long back it would have been infected to the person. So in fact, I'm not very clear with this idea. I need to study about it, see how we actually detect that when the person was infected and now the symptom is being shown, and if the symptoms are shown very with a different time frame, so how to understand that. Okay, so that is another thing. Okay, so basically in the late age, if someone gets the AIDS, then the probability of getting many other diseases increases much more than a young person. Okay, is it clear? Can we move further?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So let's go through the diseases which are caused by bacteria. So I think we have already seen many of these diseases before, right? In the chapter we studied. So we'll just go a little faster. So first disease is cholera. So we are seeing bacteria, cholera. Okay. So cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae. Okay. Very, very important. So you should know the names. Okay. So the Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio cholerae. Okay. What is the incubation period? Few hours to few days. Okay. What happens? Vomiting, loose motions. Okay. Little or no urination. Why? because water shortage in the body. Okay, urea accumulation. Okay, patient may die if not treated properly. Okay, so how it spreads? It spreads to food and water. I told about this thing, right? Fecal-oral route. Okay, this is fecal-oral route. Okay, that means it goes out from the feces of the patient and it is carried to the food of a healthy person through some vector. Okay, or if not vector, then contaminated food. Okay, so usually cholera occurs through flies. See, flies. So they are vectors. Okay, and they take the pathogen to the food. How we can prevent it? We can prevent it, by keeping our food more away from the flies, keep in proper place, clean place. So more you increase the cleanliness, factors that will prevent you from this disease. Okay, well cooked food. Okay, and if you get the cholera, then you take certain antibiotics. Okay, anti-cholera injections, etc. What is your typhoid fever? So typhoid fever is a bacterial disease. Again, it is caused by what? It is caused by Salmonella typhi. Okay? Salmonella typhi. And this is a flagellated bacteria. Okay? What happens? Reddish eruption on the chest and abdomen. Okay? And the patient passes out the germs in excreta. Again, flies will contaminate the food. Okay, so the passage of the transmission path will be same. Okay, fecal-oral path, and incubation period will vary. Like यहाँ पे hours to days, here also it is 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, 7 to 12 days. Okay, after recovery in about 2 to 3 weeks, the patient is left very weak. Relapse is not uncommon. Okay, so basically once you feel that symptoms are not there, you are recovered, then again sometime you again see the symptoms. Some bacteria remains there inside and they again can show the symptoms. Okay, some people after recovery are carriers for the disease. They may still have the germs. Okay, what is the particular antibiotic which is used here? Chloromycin. Okay, here it is. Chloromycetin. Sorry. Okay, it is the antibiotic which is used in this route. Okay, so here also antibiotics, anti-typhoid inoculation should be repeated. Okay. Third disease is tuberculosis. Okay, so tuberculosis is caused by what? Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay. Okay, so Mycobacterium tuberculosis are spread by the sputum of the infected person. Okay, ये usually sputum से spreads. The germ may be carried by air or dust, and incubation period is 2 to 10 days. Okay. In the body, the surrounding tissue form a kind of wall or tubercle around the germs. Okay. The germs are widespread and almost everyone receives them. So tuberculosis is very, very, very infectious. Okay. It's highly infectious. Okay. So that's why people who have TB, so you should not, stay much, like especially when they sneeze, when they, all those things. So like that. If the body resistance is low, the disease becomes severe. It requires treatment in its early stages. Okay. So which antibiotic? Streptomycin. This is another antibiotic which is helpful in treating this. Okay, tuberculosis. What can be the prevention? Very, very important. Very, very important. BCG vaccination. Okay, BCG vaccination. This is very important.
Miss,
Yes.
streptomycin is derived from which?
Streptomycin is also produced from a particular bacteria known as Streptomyces cerevisiae. Okay. Hello.
Yes, miss.
So streptomycin. What was your question exactly?
My question is, we know that antibiotics are derived from some bacteria, means pathogens,
Yeah.
to kill the same type of pathogen. So
Yes.
streptomycin is derived from which pathogen?
I told you Streptomyces. Okay. Streptomyces. Usually Streptomyces cerevisiae is also there. Streptomyces gracious is also there. Okay. So actinomycetes are there. Streptomyces. Okay. So that produces streptomycin. Okay. Then see, useful in developing immunity of focal. 24th March is observed as anti-tuberculosis date. This is also important. Okay, so worldwide vaccination is given for tuberculosis, anti-tuberculosis day. Okay, so tetanus. Tetanus is what? It is known as lockjaw. Okay, because actually this is the main symptom. Okay, tetanus. Okay, so patient's jaw are tightly closed or locked. Okay, so in this case also, if you don't take the proper prevention, okay, then death can occur. Okay, what causes tetanus? Clostridium tetani. Clostridium tetani. Okay, the germ enters the body through deep wounds. Any cut in the skin due to a fall on the ground can be a source of tetanus. That's why usually like usually we take in injections for tetanus in case you get any wound which is usually due to some old metals, or rusted metals, rusted iron. So anything like that, if it cuts you or if you fall there, so we usually take precautions. We take injections for anti-tetanus. Okay. So what is the incubation period? 4 to 20 days. And it can be prevented by previous vaccination. Tetanus ka vaccination is there. Okay, या फिर antitoxins after getting the infection. Okay. So syphilis I have not told you. I think this is one of the sexually transmitted disease, STD, like AIDS.
Miss, then AIDS is also STD.
Yes, AIDS is.
Miss, what happens in syphilis?
Syphilis is also the main actually symptoms when we talk about syphilis is what to say. I think some infection in the vaginal tracts. I think. Just
It is
forgetting.
given in the book.
Yeah, it's given in the book, so you can read it. See
It is.
here. It's very thin. It's like a genitals, yeah. That's what I was saying. It is basically your infection in the genitals. So which bacteria? Treponema. Okay. Usually the full name comes Treponema pallidum. Okay. Treponema pallidum. Okay. I think here is it given? Syphilis, Treponema pallidum. Correct. Okay. So here you can see Treponema pallidum. It is sexually transmitted disease. And what is the symptoms? Ulcer on penis or on rectum, lips, tongue, nipple, skin rash, fever. So basically genitals जितने होते हैं वहाँ पे certain infection, rashes, all those things. ठीक है? So this is syphilis. Okay, very dangerous, may extend to all other systems of the body, sometimes leading to death. Contact with lips also spreads syphilis. The incubation period is 1 to 12 weeks, and antibiotics and particularly penicillin are very good. Okay, so basically, okay. Then next is your diphtheria. Diphtheria is what? It caused by Corynebacterium diphtheri. Okay, so यहाँ पे आप इस class में you can remember some basic features. Okay, just try to remember some basic features and name of the causal organs of the disease. Okay, and this is out of your course, but still it will be better if you all can remember. One day we can have a quiz on this. Okay, which organism, which disease. Okay, disease का कौन सा pathogen है? What is the incubation time? What is the vaccine or specific antibiotic? What is the precautions and what is the symptoms? So it affects the throat and grows very rapidly, often taking the life of the patient. So taking the life is always there in the severe cases. Okay, not all cases will take the life of the person. So, but initial stages, if you just find the problem, then it can be curable. Similarly, whooping cough. Okay, whooping cough is known as pertussis. Okay, it is caused by Haemophilus pertussis. Okay, whooping cough is caused by Haemophilus pertussis. Okay, what happens here in this whooping cough? Name itself is clear. Usually cough is there, and the infection spreads also through that. And again, there is a vaccine, very very important, DPT. ये भी याद रखो. एक मैंने बताया आपको BCG, right? Another is your DPT vaccine. DPT is for what? Diphtheria, okay? Then tetanus, and then pertussis. Diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. Okay. So these three diseases together.
Mrs. Pertussis, known as Kali Khasi in Hindi.
That I'm not sure. It is whooping cough. This I don't know. I have to check. It's showing in the internet, but actually, हाँ शायद. Actually, whooping cough को ज़्यादातर dog, मतलब ऐसे कुत्ते वाली खांसी बोलते हैं, no? Like, so काली खांसी भी बोलते हैं, and something like that. Who's telling? It's very like not clear. Okay. So yes. So we have discussed this. Last is pneumonia. So last is your pneumonia, and pneumonia is caused by Diplococcus pneumoniae. So here Diplococcus is showing the shape of the bacteria also, right? It is Diplococcus, two round shaped cells together. Okay. Diplococcus pneumoniae. It is a serious disease of lungs, pneumonia में lungs में infection हो जाती है, and incubation period is 1 to 3 days, and here also penicillin is effective. Okay, so we have seen almost most of the bacterial diseases, correct? Now next is your protozoan diseases, and this we can see in the next class. It's already 6:30. Okay, so next class we'll try to end with this chapter. Okay, I think only few points are remaining. ठीक है, चलो, so we will end the class today, okay, and please go through the chapter properly, solve the previous chapter's question, hygiene, okay, and go through the part of this chapter which we have covered today, and if you have any doubt, please ask in the next class, okay. So see you all.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, miss.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, miss.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am.